What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to go over a quick bit of news from Plarium. It's actually one of the more exciting pieces of news that they could offer. So we'll go over that right now. But first, let's quickly go into the Plarium Play calendar here. So if you guys are doing the Fusion, you guys are probably paying attention to this. But the new news that Plarium just dropped and pertains to this Heroes Path event. It's going to line up with this. And there is going to be a not 2x, but it's going to be an extra legendary event. So basically, if you pull a legendary from whatever the shard is, in this case, it's going to be ancient shards. If you pull legendary from ancient shard, you will get a second legendary at the same time. And this event will line up with the Heroes Path event. So this one will, they already specify what this Heroes Path event would be. It's going to be get artifacts, so dungeon divers, plus shards. So in this case, it will line up with the, extra legendary ancient shard event. The problem here is usually these type of events around Heroes Path or, obviously anything outside of a champion chase event, it means that the ancient shards will probably be pretty low value in terms of points. So if you're looking to complete this Heroes Path event that's going to start at the same time, ancient shards probably is not the most efficient way to go about finishing it. So unfortunately, I do feel that this event that they're going to launch at the same time as the Heroes Path, it's a little bit of a bait event because it's trying to get you to spend ancient shards during an event that's not very good for ancient shards, because Heroes Path event is basically a summon rush, right? With the dungeon diver component. In summon rush, pulling sacred shards give you the most bang for your buck. And the smaller shard you go, the less bang for a buck you get. In this case, it's going to be ancient shards. And there's also going to be, at this moment of the upload time, we don't know if there's going to be any other boosts or anything, but right now we have no boosts or anything for ancient shards. So you're going to be pulling with, basically the standard rates here. So ancient shard, you're going to be pulling with 0.5% chance of getting a legendary. So it's highly, highly unlikely, unless you have a ton of ancient shards to spend, that you're going to get a legendary. The exception here is if you know your mercy, you can definitely capitalize on this type of event. So for example, I use, a program like RSL Helper here. RSL Helper has a built-in mercy tracking system that keeps track of your shards. As long as RSL Helper is open during the time that you pull your shards, it will track it. In this case, I've pulled a legendary 16 ancient shards ago on this account, and on my second account, I pulled a legendary 160 shards ago. So based on this information, you can kind of formulate a plan on which route you want to go. So basically, for one account, I have basically basically a fresh mercy. I pulled a legendary relatively recently, 16 shards ago. On my other account, I am 160 shards since my last legendary, which means this is a good candidate for me to pull shards in during that event, because I know that within the next couple dozen shards, I will guarantee myself 2 legendaries. And this is basically the case where you want to really take stock of your mercy. This is one of those situations. So here I have 172 ancient shards, and that means I just have to pull a couple dozen and I'll get 2 legendaries, which is a pretty good deal. Even though I don't need to participate in the Heroes Path or anything like that fully, I can at least spend a little bit of ancient shards, and then I can finish it off with like dungeon divers or something like that. Or if the point totals are really high, then I can spend like maybe 1 or 2 sacred shards just for the extra points. So yeah, so make sure you guys try to keep track of your mercy whenever you can, whether you use pen and paper, maybe an Excel spreadsheet, notepad, or anything like that. RSL Helper is really good, but like I said, it is limited because it requires it to be online and then your game to be online, and then it will record your pulls that way. But you can kind of see how both my accounts have different situations going. One, I won't pull because I'm so far away from my guaranteed Mercy legendary, which happens after 200 summons, by the way. Then you get a small, you get a boost in your rates, and then you'll slowly get it. And then my other account, which is much closer. Generally, my rule of thumb is if I'm within 100 of Mercy, getting 2 legendaries for 100 ancient shards, I think is pretty good value most of the time. But that also means like you have to make sure you have enough shards for future events, like how close you are to fusions, how quickly you are of, making back your ancient shards, for example. For me, I'm back up to 120 ancients, and I'm pretty sure I pulled during the last 2x ancient event. So not too long ago. I think that probably was like 2 weeks ago. So I made 60 ancient shards in about 2 weeks. So not too bad. So I can build it up pretty quickly because, obviously I'm an end game account. I can farm everything in the game. Yeah, so obviously take consideration of your own account and how quickly you can regenerate your own resources. So yeah, so far it doesn't look like it's, a great event for everybody. But like I said, if you guys are close to Mercy, it's definitely, not a bad time to pull. You might get some additional value from participating in this Heroes Path event. And if you are participating in the fusion, the Heroes Path event becomes a little bit of a stronger case to complete. Otherwise, if you guys are not close to Mercy, I highly recommend skipping this event. So if you guys are not close to Mercy, skip this event. If you guys are not doing the fusion, skip this event, probably. If you guys are, not doing the fusion, not close to Mercy, definitely skip, take the weekend off. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. It definitely feels like a bait event, but some people will benefit massively from this, and those people will know exactly whether they will benefit or not. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do with this event. Do you guys like it? Do you guys feel it's kind of bait? I do feel it's kind of like a bait event, to be honest, even though it's a pretty good event. It's a fun event. Everybody loves pulling 2 legendaries at the same time. But yeah, let me know what are you guys planning to do this weekend. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time as always. Oh, one more quick note here is make sure you guys know exactly where you guys are in terms of your fragments. You guys are only allowed to skip 10 fragments if you guys have completed every single event. So the Heroes Path, you guys don't have to fully complete, but you still have to complete 10 fragments of the Heroes Path. So maybe you guys will be taking the Ancient Shard route, or maybe you guys were doing more dungeon diving, but keep that in mind. It's not a full skip. So even if you complete everything up until this point, the Heroes Path is not a full skip. You still have to complete at least 10 of them unless you won a tournament, for example. So I just wanted to make that 100% clear for you guys so you guys don't miss out on this fusion if you guys are planning to go for it. But anyways, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hopefully we'll get to see some more events coming up in the near future for next week. It's going to be, interesting. It's going to be a little bit of downtime, 2-week downtime, I would think, before the Halloween fusion. But maybe it's only going to be 1 week downtime. I don't know. But be interesting to see some new events coming for next week. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Appreciate your time as always, and have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video.